E tu mai au hokei roto i te matukutanga ka kaputa atu hokei, te karanga kia koutou hokei kia mau atu tō koutou nei mana e wānganu i a tātou hokei roto i te whare tūpuna tūmoana. Ko tina na hoki tana waka e puta atu hokei te karanga kia koutou. Ko koutou ka haere mai i raro i te marumaru o tō tātou nei tūpuna. Ko koutou haere mai, haere mai, haere mai.
Anō te hari, anō te koa. Ko ngaro ngā kupu, nō reira, ko tai ki te wā te noho māku me ki. Engari, anō te mihi kia koutou. Raurangatira mā, nohona kei mua. Koutou katoa kei muri, raurangatira mua pōpō. Tēnei te kura o Pukimiro, mihi atana kia koutou. Nā koutou te kura nei, nō reira, tiro tiro haere. Aku hia ngā huarahi mā koutou, a ngā rā e tūmaina. Aku kuia, aku kaumātua, ngā mihi kia koutou, nā koutou te whakaaro nei, i haka tō. Nō reira, o pua wai mai tēnei wā. Nō reira ngā mihi kia koutou katoa. I rungi tēnā whakaaro, a mutu au ki konei, aha ko toru noa ngā kupu, ngā mihi miaharo, ngā mihi ātāhua, ngā mihi aroha kia koutou katoa. Tēnā koutou, kia ora tātou te whare.
A reira, tuake ana i tēnei wā, ki te tā, ki te kuro, te rangia, niwa, ko tatu mai, ki mui tō koutou aro i tēnei rā. A reira, e tātou mā, kore tō rongia te āhua o e nei mihi. Oi anō ko te tikanga he tū whakautikau i ngā mihi rangatira pōmihia kia tātou katoa. A reira, huri noi rotu i tō tātou whare, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa.
Whainga hea te mea kei kore ngā kōrero. He mihi atu nei ki te au tau o tātou nei kura kaupapai tuake nei. Ki te au ina nahi na pō, ngā whare katoa. I hanga ai mō ngā kura kaupapa toa, puta no i te motu, te atāhu. Tēnei ka mihi atu ki te au Māori. Kia kahara tātou ki whai ai tērā ao kawae, huri kōro ia, ki te taha o tauiwi. Kei ngaro ngā tikanga. Kei ngaro ngā tikanga ho ngaro tāu a te iwi. Tautura whiti whakamaua kia teina. Tīna. Tau e hui e.
I want to say to our students here, I think it's a wonderful occasion. I want to acknowledge all the other professions, trades that have come along here today to give you all a pathway to go forward with your future. So today we're here to celebrate a couple of things. Number one is putting within your hands the tools of today's world so that you can go forward and be prosperous. The other one is to embrace our tikanga, our reo, our culture, so that you can couple those two things to go forward and be successful, not just for yourselves, but for your people. Now that is the challenge for you here today. And I tautoko our matua's our speech beforehand. This is not an opportunity to waste this day. Come along, have a look at all the many professions, trades and opportunities, pathways that are on offer today. And there's heaps.
I come from Hokianga, and I also whakapapa to Miti Miti. Yes, I recognise some of the faces. Lovely. Got a question here. How many people call themselves a geek? And how many people would like to make money from being a geek? Okay, well, I'll talk to you over there, but basically, some of the things that I do, all consideration to these gentlemen behind me. I spent 20 years in the Air Force, and they taught me a trade. And when I got out of the military, I decided to stop defending the country and start defending the people, because I learned a whole lot about security on the internet. And so what I do now is I set up a business which I ran for a whole lot of years in Wellington. I got sick of down there, so I moved back up to the Hokianga, and that's what I basically do.
My name's Patrick, and I'm really going to give you a speech about the trades, really. I left school at 16, didn't really know what I wanted to do. Went to the railways, they were looking for people that were 18. Bummed out there. So I went down to the post office and I got a job as a lineman. People who are going to end up being in the trades. Your builders, your mechanics, your plumbers, linemen. And here's a tip that I learned. If you've got nothing to do, grab a broom and sweep the floor. Because you think, oh man, I don't want to do that. Your boss looks out the door and you're sitting around doing nothing, you're going to get an earful. If you sit down there and you sweep the floor, it might be the best floor there is in the world. It might not even be dirty. And he's going to sit there and go, man, check that dude out. Check that lady out. She's on my list of a pay rise. She's got to go somewhere because she's actually working and doing something extra.
I work for ANZ. I'm really privileged to be a Māori and working in the banking industry at the moment because, my goodness, I think you could have counted the amount of Māori people in the bank 20 years ago on one hand, all right? So it's come a long, long way. They have offered to do so many things for me. The reason why I'm quite a favoured person in the bank is because I do work hard. I'm not really interested in people who are going to sit there and not do anything. So, yep, really boring, really boring, but that's probably the basics of it, is you need to be able to work hard. So,
I'm from Whakatane, grew up down there on the East Coast, and I'm in the Air Force, okay? Along with my two other colleagues here, Navy and Army, okay? So there's three things that I want to get across to you in my short time up here, okay? One, not everyone in the Air Force is Pākehā, okay? Yeah. There was a misconception that I had when I came in, but believe me, there are support networks there for Māori and Pacifica, and they're excellent, okay? It's a big family, big whānau-oriented community. Okay, number two, we're not all pilots. Okay, like the gentleman over here, I am actually an IT technician, so I'm in the IT industry as well. I just wear a uniform. I don't get to wear a bathrobe every day yet. Okay? And number three, was it? We're not all pilots. Number three, it's not as hard as you all think, okay, to get in. It's not impossible. All we're after is hard work, okay? So if you show hard work here, there's nothing stopping you from coming into the Air Force. And whatever you want to be, whether it's a pilot, like me, an IT technician, if you want to be security on the ground, or whatever, okay? We've got trades across the whole board, like I said, and it's not impossible.
Yep. So. Kia ora, Michael from the Navy, te toa moana o Aotearoa, yeah, warriors of the ocean. Yeah. I grew up in Whangapawa down on Hibiscus Coast, surrounded by lovely beaches, had a passion for fishing, diving, and more to the point, the kaimoana. So joining the Navy for me was a pretty easy choice. The Navy, yeah, we're big on the whānau, we're big on our kai, we're the best of the three services when it comes to our kai, but also our travel. You don't join the Navy. I ran here today. Nah, we travel. You don't join the Navy unless you want to travel. We spend a lot of time in Australia, up around Southeast Asia, made new ties with back with the Americans, started to spend time in Hawaii and stuff like that. I could stand here all day and talk about the Navy, but I know we're pretty strict for time, so I will move on. But yeah, once again, as Damien said, come see us down the end. Kia ora.
I come from quite a big family as well. I've got 7 brothers and sisters, and the reason I had to leave Te Amutu was because there was nothing there. My cousins and my family were, they were going nowhere fast. So my koro put me in touch with the Army recruiter, and I went down to Waiouru for 12 months to do the officer the officer course. And as an officer, so I'm an Army captain. As a captain, as a 26-year-old captain, I'm their boss. Yeah?
That's what a captain.
The point I'm trying to make is that, Māori are natural born leaders, and we need them in our defence force. I've got a lot of stories about travel and everything. Like I've been to Samoa, Tonga, went to Fiji on my own, but Australia, Kaitaia now, Brunei, Singapore, Malaysia. I've been to Dubai, and I've been to Afghanistan as well. So, I've travelled a lot, probably more than these fellas even. So, this is the way to go, I think.
I went to Antarctica.
Got to see penguins, yeah, cool. In all honesty, come over and have a chat with us. We'll be really keen to share our stories. People think that getting in the Defence Force is easy. We need you to be qualified. We need you to have your NCA level 1. More credits you have at level 2 and 3, the better job that you'll get. Yeah, we've got trades, being carpenters, plumbers, electricians, all of that. We need you to be better educated when you get to us.
I'm in the transport industry and a 4th generation person in the transport industry. A lot of my whānau is in the transport industry, in forestry and trucking. Now, a lot of people just think that truck drivers are idiots, but actually they're quite a skillful workforce. And in the transport industry, you don't just become a truck driver, you can become a person like me. I'm now in the management systems coordinating and helping and inspire and uplift people. The most important thing that I get from doing that is that people inspire me. And of course, being amongst you children here today, it's inspiring to be able to be here to do that. One thing that a mentor told me was to get up every day, dress up every day, front up every day, and most of all, never give up, whatever your dream is. And hopefully that you guys will instill that. And one day, when you get the opportunity to be up here with anybody else in the world, telling your story, is that you'll say, hey, I heard it from a whole other bunch of people that were here today in Kaitaia.
Well, I build big buildings, Art Gallery, Britomart, all those big buildings in Auckland. And I earn the big bucks, eh? So we earn some big money. So things for me as I was growing up, I had a mentor that got me to go to work. So he had to come and get me out of my bed. Someone believed in me. And we used to have parties on Thursday night and don't go to work on Friday. That's another thing, don't stay with the boys if you go to Auckland. If you go, you stay with mum, dad or cuz. Don't ever stay with the boys. Why? Because we get up to mischief. And that's what happened to us. We got up to mischief, and then I went and got a lovely lady, and she put me back on my track. So,
you think, blue uniform policeman must be onto it? 13, I'm sitting at home and the youth aid officer rocks around to my house after I got myself in a bit of trouble with some stealing, and as a result of that, it sort of put me on a different path, and I was heading down that direction when I should have been going that way. And as a result of that, I left school when I was 16, and still continued to have a few troubles along the way, and the path wasn't easy. I was lost for a number of years. I was lost from probably the age of 13 right through to my mid-20s because no one told me or gave me some decent advice as what to do. I picked jobs that were available. I didn't really take opportunities that were there. And if someone had just sat me down and gone, Chris, sort it out, man.
As you see, I now wear an orange vest. I'm in the roading industry now, and particular to my job, which I love, is I look after Māori within the industry and also getting Māori into the industry. As you can probably appreciate, people came to the infrastructure industry because they didn't like school, and the industry is very practical. Machines, they're good machine operators, and so my job is to go throughout the country, find those fellows who are now in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and get them to train the younger ones coming through here. I'm over there, someone related to a digger simulator, you can come over and have a crack. Just for our wahine here. I think it was brought up by Jules Fulton, and Jules Fulton, his father Bob Fulton, was the director of Fulton Hogan. Jules Fulton said a couple of years ago there's two things missing from this boardroom. One, brown faces. Two, wahine.
Okay, so these are the type of gear that we wear when we're in court. The profession that I do is I have a law degree and I'm a practicing criminal defence lawyer in Kaitaia. And when I was at college I couldn't type. I could write but I couldn't type. And the typing teacher said to me, Kathy Murray, you are going to amount to nothing. And you know what I said to her? I said to her, I don't care. I'm going to be a lawyer and I'll have somebody to do the typing for me. If I can do it, you can do it. But the other thing that I do is I'm also the health promotion manager for Te Hauora Te Hiku o Tika. So whānau kids, all I want to say to you is that there are no barriers to your career. With a degree and a law degree, with a law degree, it can open up so many doors for you. And all you have to do is take it.
ngā